back to Screenwriters Are Us. I'm your scriptwriting guru doctor, Dr. Mel. No matter what you do in life, you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Think about that. Every film that has ever been written and produced has something in common. And that's a beginning, a middle, and by now you guessed it, an end. Every commercial, every TV drama, every newscast, every Shakespearean play, everything. Well, with that said, what does that tell you about your own screenwriting? If you don't have a powerful beginning, a compelling middle, and a dramatic end, who's going to want to read your screenplay and who's going to want to produce it? That's how important formatting is. That's how important following structure of a beginning, middle, and an end is. Even for 30-second commercials, I've written dozens of them. I had to have a beginning, middle, and an end. Go figure that one out. So let's bring it now to our screenplay writing. A normal screenplay, a good one that is, will be no more than 125 pages long. And this is why. Each page typically represents a minute. So 125 pages is still a little long. That's 2 hours and 5 minutes. So for a television, drama, movie, or comedy, you need to back that down a bit to 120. But really, once you put in the commercials, you've got to come down even further than that. So about 110 pages is really, really nice. So think about that for a second. No more than 125 pages, and around 110, in my opinion, is a really good element. Now, where do you put your beginning and your middle and your ends in these screenplays? Well, let's make this easy on us. The first pages, as I call them, the first 10 pages, that dramatic opening, that thing that you have to captivate your audience, is in that first 10 minutes or 10 pages. You have only 10 pages to hook your readers. That's it, 10. As a script reader for production companies, besides my own, and screenwriting contest, if I can't get hooked by the first 10 minutes, I don't even care to read the rest of it. Because if the first 10 pages don't get me and captivate me, why on earth would I want to spend my next 2 hours reading something that doesn't catch my attention? I'm not going to do it. And you know what? Neither is anybody else. So consider that first 10 pages as your only window of opportunity. Your first impression. Remember that old saying? You only get that one chance for first impressions? Well, the same thing is true in screenwriting, except for your first impression is that first 10 pages. I want to see my dynamic characters. Who is it? Why am I even going to care about them? I mean, who cares? And if you can't relay that to me in that first 10 pages, I'm not going on. So not only do I want to see who my characters are, I want to know what's going to happen. Is there some sort of foreshadowing that's going on? How are my characters even connected? And what will it have to do with the end? So I want to see those characters developed. In that first 10 pages, I want to know who I'm caring about and why I should care about them. In our next pages, let's say 10 or 11, I would say, up to 25. You should set the pace for me. Give me more. Give me that tease. Let me know what is going to happen just a little bit more in detail. So from about 25 now into about, I would say, page 60, your characters, and hopefully, and we'll get into this a lot later on down the road in this series, you have developed your protagonist and your antagonist. So by now I'm at 60 pages and something should be happening to your main character. Is everything happy-go-lucky? Is there a big change in their life? Are they in deep doo-doo that they can't get out of? I mean, what is it that's going on that makes me want to continue? And then there's that hump, and what I call it, the page 61 to, let's say, 90-ish. This is where everything happens. Not only do they get in trouble, but it looks like they made it. And just when that person makes it or whatever, bam! Out of nowhere, out of the blue, something else happens. And all of a sudden, your character is in trouble again. So we spend the next couple of pages towards the end is what I call bringing together resolution. How do they get out of whatever that problem that they're in? And number two, how has that character or characters changed? I don't want to see the same character that I saw at the beginning. You know, the character needs to come to some conclusion that they have changed because of what happened to them, or because of somebody that they met, or because of something that happened. I want to see those characters change. And then that last page, I want it to tie all together. You know, from the beginning, I didn't know who these people were, but by the end, I cared. And that's because I followed what is known as the 3-act structure. So, before I end this one, remember what I said in the previous episode about honing your craft? Get out there, start reading and finding out everything you can about the 3-act structure. And I will be continuing this series on developing your 3-act structure as well as your characters. I'm Dr. Mel, and until next time, happy writing.